Okay, so I have an idea, and this idea, I've been thinking about quite a bit here and there, but it is something that I really do want to make a video on. Real quick, I want to let this idea be known, and I definitely think this is a more productive idea for non-religious or ritualistic or pagan people out here in the real world. And yeah, so let's get to it, shall we? Alright, here's here's something I wanted to cover real quick, but rituals altering perception of targeted individuals. I wanted to talk about this for a minute or two, and I wanted to talk about a theory, rituals, how to produce results, or how to make your targeted audience feel or do in a specific way, kind of like a turbine, going like that. So, my theory is that is ritualistically possible to make, like the religious people, make the religious Christians say and do different things. And kind of like it has to be like a balance there. I mean, like, you just want to use ritual to bring out that hypocrisy. We can, ritualistically, you can make Christians or its targeted individuals say, we would never do this, while they're doing it. Like Christians like to say, we never hurt anybody for our religion. Maybe just have them, ritualistically make them, hit people, and then like literally turn around and say, we don't do this. We're hippies, We're peaceful religion. And that, my friends, is a theory that I've been thinking about, and it comes to mind every so often. But yeah, it is a good way to expose hypocrisy in the Christian church, and target very popular church leaders, bishops, televangelists, and come up with a psychological setup for them, and create, almost like a checklist of hypocrisies that you want them to set out on, and stuff like that. But the real kicker in the end is that you can always deny it, and call the Christians mentally insane. But this has been something that has been on my mind. It's kind of been a real kicker in here. Kind of like how you can make someone, because the Christian church has been using magic for years. They use your chi, your energy, in the Christian church and demoralize it, desensitize and remove it in a way, and block it from gaining upwards into Kundalini, and they do that in mass ceremonies and stuff like that. So there's a way to actually use that magic or that technique and use it in a more pagan or traditional sense, and make them act hypocritical, make them hurt people, and then literally say, well, our Bible doesn't allow us to do that. And that's how you do it. The You see, the point of ritualistic behavior and manipulating minds like that is to undermine with a goal. I hope everybody knows that before they start picking televangelists to, like, make their behavior worse, using ritualistic stuff to basically demand the universe, in a sense, to make the theocratic nature worse, so everybody wakes up and sees how terrible it is. That is one of the main points. Like, well, we have televangelist, whatever his name is, saying Buddhist statues are satanic now. So just make them say more stuff like that, and we're good. Or make religious leaders more molestive, to molest more. And if you actually do this ritualistic behavior, people will start waking up and seeing how hypocritical and crazy religion can be. I mean, think about it. The Abrahamic God demanded sacrifices of cows, so we can kind of spark that idea. Maybe twist that around a little bit. Maybe get some media attention for, mutilated cows and stuff like that. But the kicker is, which one was it? I never really cared for the Bible, but which story was it? Which gospel was it? Where the dad tried to sacrifice the kid, all because a voice in his head commanded him to. Well, that voice can be anything. Even, I don't want to give a couple witches a couple of ideas here. That voice could be anything. Even egregores, thought forms, anything that can be ritualistically or magically set up. Oh, I don't know. I mean, it'd be kind of sad if neighborhood's loving Tom, tried to kill his kid. I don't want to give too many ideas or go too far with this idea, but this is just an idea how to ritualistically do this. And I guess that's enough info. Just learn that and understand that maybe like the pagan gods or whatever deities or fairies you work with will actually like the idea of altering religious people's minds. I mean, this is a good idea, kind of like binding Trump, but more effective, and better end results if we make religious people act crazy religious people. But yeah, it's a good way to, in a sense, control the situation in your direction, in your way of thinking. But there's also an idea to twist it around and control and bind people from doing harm that happen to have a religious background. Maybe those people, bind the religious nuts that say crazy things like the Buddha statue is satanic. But I just kind of want to delve into the other idea a little tiny bit more, and I'll explain how to stop them. So that's my idea, and I really, really, really do think that this is a more productive idea for people that want to know how to do this. It's actually quite simple, but another idea and another way to twist this is probably a binding spell. Bind the Christians from acting too crazy, and binding them to be more what the Bible wants people to believe. Maybe have them more innocent. Maybe bind them from hurting anybody. Bind them from saying anything too crazy. But that's just another way to twist this idea. And I think this is productive. Again, I really do think that this is a productive way to stop harm from going too far, from going from terrible ideas. But I like that could be a terrible idea to make them act more religious, more like a psychotic form of religious nut. But yeah, that's just me. Cool. But this is a very, very serious issue, because we are starting to see the control of opinion. And why is it always wrapped around theocratic idealism? Because in the end, they're going to use religion to control what everybody says, possibly to what everybody thinks. And you're seeing it more and more. I made a video about how Donald Trump is saying video games are responsible for shootings. And that's just the start. Because people are just going to keep saying all of these inconsistent things. And the main issue that I'm going to bring up many times, and this is not the last time, but people are going to start saying, like with the Westboro Baptist Church are the ones that are insane. They're the ones that think tarot cards are from hell, and Kundalini and yoga is from hell, and Buddha statues are demonic, you know, and that's just real issues here. Is real psychological control out there, and people's ideas are always going to be dumbed down. There's always going to be a control of information. Soon it's going to be the control of opinion. And this is a very real, again, real issue. So, yeah, one of the main causes actually could very well be the use of religion to control everybody's ideas, to control everybody's opinions. You know, and it's just kind of psychologically fucked up.